Hello everybody, this is Peter from Sky Scorchers, and today I would like to touch base on castle protection and keeping your castles. In this video, I am only going to talk about level 2 and level 3 castles, as level 4 and 5 castles are quite different when it comes to defensive strategy. Losing castles is never fun, and through this short video, my goal is to help teams better understand how to manage their castles when they are under siege. Deciding whether or not you can handle more castles is completely up to you, though I personally would recommend teams set a minimum troop count per castle they own. Exposed castles may be hit often, and at times very large numbers are needed to stop the assaulting team. When building up your team in Atlas, it is very important that you strategically set yourself up according to the capability of your team. The most important topic I want to cover is bubbles. What are they? And what does it mean for your team? Bubbles are activated when a certain predetermined number of the castle owner's troops are killed. This number is based on the level of your castle's fort. As you can see in the picture on the screen, this shield will activate if 110,000 troops are killed. Once the shield is activated, a bubble will appear over your castle for a set amount of time, and a timer will start counting down in that tab. Once the timer hits 0, the shield will have to go through a cooldown period, which is the opportune time for attacking teams to attack and conquer your castle. The shield can be deactivated at any time by clicking on the Disable Shield button. You will be asked to confirm that you would like to disable the shield, click Yes to continue, or No to keep the shield enabled. If your shield has already been triggered, disabling your shield will force it to go into the cooldown. So it is important that you are prepared for a possible attack on the castle before disabling the shield in this case. If you disable the shield before it is triggered, the bubble will not appear and no cooldown will be necessary. You will be able to reactivate your shield at any time. Most times, it is in your team's benefit to disable the shield before it engages and defend against the attacking team. You can always enable the shield and have it trigger if you think you are not able to handle the hit. If your shield was triggered and you try to enable the shield again, a timer will show up telling you how much time is left on your cooldown. This is information you ideally don't want your enemy to know, as it tells them how much time they have to work with. Anyone who is on your castle has visibility to this timer. Once you disable your shield for cooldown, set your timer on your phone and leave your shield disabled until the cooldown is complete. When the cooldown is completed, hit enable to turn your shield back on and ensure you have bronze Primarchs surrounding the castle. For a level 2 castle, there is a 24-hour bubble with a 3-hour cooldown. And for a level 3 castle, there is a 12-hour bubble with a 6-hour cooldown. As mentioned earlier, the cooldown is a time to strike hard, so it is a good idea to plan out your defensive strategy for the length of the cooldown and disable the shield at a time when your team and alliance will be most active, or when the attacking teams are least active. Depending on the level of the castle, you may be in for several straight hours of defending hard, and there may be very many casualties. As you can see in the picture, things can get pretty crazy. When you have players that are offline, you should ensure that each player has an assigned castle for them to park a bronze trapper. Why bronze, you may ask? As we covered earlier, the shield is triggered after a certain amount of troops are killed. When a bronze Primarch is hit, only 7,500 troops are lost, whereas silver Primarchs can lose up to 25,000 in one hit. If you have a level 2 castle, your shield will engage after 3 short hits. Having bronze Primarchs at the castle buys you a little more time to decide what you are going to do and disable the shield if that's what you want to do. The last thing I want to say is don't overextend. It is important that you have only what you are confident in holding. Budget how many troops you may need to defend incoming attacks and try not to hold too many castles as to spread yourself thin. Without numbers, it is very difficult to effectively cover all owned castles if you have too many. Try to keep your castles with access to a minimum and your troop base big enough to justify the amount of castles you own. The last thing a team wants is to lose a castle. Thank you for listening, and I hope I didn't bore you to death. Bye for now.